Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the month of February. I am going to be sharing more of a video in my Magical Musings newsletter, just to connect more deeply to all of you, to speak into the month ahead and what energetic themes and patterns are showing up, as well as to share things that inspire me and move my soul, and to also bring into awareness some of the offerings and medicines that I share. So if any of these resonate with you, you can continue on your path of beautiful, deep soul work. So I'd like to welcome all of those that are new to my work and new to my newsletter, as well as those that have been walking with me for many moons. We're going to be going more together. My feeling into things is very much what shows up for me in terms of patterning, as well as what the dragons would like to share with us as they are moving and transforming a lot of grid work and energy within and around the earth. So I'd just like to start off by sharing a little bit of my experience of 2021, as I feel that the new year only starts in the month of February. And this is because in January, I feel we're still shaking off the residue of the previous year. So now that we've entered into this beautiful space of new beginnings, of abundance, and just as the year starts opening itself up to us more energetically in terms of what patterns are showing up. But just gently touching on 2021, for me, I spent that year very much close to the earth in terms of on my hands and knees, being brought to my knees, sometimes crawling through the days, the hours, the minutes, and definitely felt my face and belly close to the earth a lot of the time. And the year was very insular for me. I didn't share much, I didn't create much, I didn't offer very much. Yet it was such a profound year in terms of gifts, teachings, and medicines that showed up for me. And particularly, which I'll touch on more as we move through the year, particularly my relationship with the dark. So the darkness as shadow, subconscious, the hidden places within, the places we don't like other people to see or know about us. So for me, I spent a lot of time there. And what I found was this beautiful relationship forming, this relationship of nurturance, this relationship of nourishment, this relationship of all things grow in the dark. So it was a very tough year, very traumatic year, very difficult year, humbling to say the least, but at the same time, magnificent and magical and profound. So as I move through and create more work for this year, I will also be deepening into the relationship that all of you have to the earth and to darkness, as that is a fundamental part of our cycle of growth, our cycle of awareness and our cycle of transformation. So I'm looking forward to supporting you on that journey. I'm hoping that the gifts that have been offered to me are things that I can then offer to all of you. So the theme that's come up for me for February, and a very much overarching theme for the year, is, and I want you to just sit and see how these words land with you, but the theme that showed up strongly for me was ever-changing, always present. Ever-changing, always present. Ever-changing, always present. And this taps into so much of what we experience with the cycles of the earth, the cycles of day and night, seasons, the cycles of our body being able to regenerate and renew itself, the cycles of everything that happens around us is never stagnant. It's always changing. And our biggest quest in this time is to find that point of presence within us and to nurture that and to love that, no matter what that looks like. If your point of presence today is full of gratitude and full of love, can you anchor into that while so much is moving and shifting around you? If your point of presence on that day is shame, insecurity, and worthlessness, I spend a lot of time there, can you anchor into that and be present with it no matter what's moving and going on around you? It's a skill. It's a skill. And it's one that we will be pushed to learn this year, to remain present with whatever is going on within us while all is changing, while everything is changing around us. So a lot of the work that I'm going to be offering this year ties into this theme of cycles and resonance. Cycles that we move through, cycles that the earth moves through, and aligning yourself, your body, and your spirit to that, as well as resonance, harmonic resonance. What are we resonating with and what are we no longer resonating with? So I find this point in February and this theme speaking into a point in the road on our journey. A point in the road that is offering us the choice, beautiful choice, with a choice, that we can go with the old way and things that we know, comfy golden cage, very familiar, we know how to navigate those spaces, even though they hold stagnant, discordant energies, or the choice of the unexpected, the choice of the uncertain, the choice of the unknown, which may excite some of us and at the same time scare us. So here we are at this point in February where we are asked to make a choice. Are we going to continue with our old patterns, our old frequencies, our old ways of doing things, our beliefs, our points of view, the way that we are? Or are we going to choose a new way? So very much what's showing up, what the dragons are depicting to me is this: if you are going to stick with the golden cage and the old way and not make new choices, you will be not stuck there, but stuck there for a very long time. Those old patterns, those old energies will hold you there for a longer time, and it will be quite difficult to get out of. Where if we are taking on the new, which requires us to pull on deep courage, deep acceptance, deep love, we will move through and into a new space pretty easily and quite effortlessly in terms of the support from the unseen realms. So that is what I'm going to propose to you at this time, this concept, this point in the road of choice, of what is present within you that may need to change, that may need a new way. Do you have the courage to take it, to make that change, to take the path? Or are we going to stick with the old, which may be quite challenging? So, yeah, that is what has come up for me to share with you today. And in that, the offerings that I will be presenting to you this month is a full moon ceremony with the dragons, which will be held online. And I will be offering this ceremony and healing with the dragons every full moon. So if that is something that speaks to you, then please join that. What we're going to be working on in these spaces will again show up with the themes and the patterns that are arising for that month, for that cycle, where the earth is at, where the collective is at, where you are at. And the dragons will be offering us deep alchemy around working through that, and whatever rituals that need to come up for us to perform, we will do that together online. Then my other offering will be starting in March, and that will be the Nusta Karpay Dragon Initiations. The Nusta Karpay are the Andean nature goddesses that are passed down through the shamanic Incan tradition. And these goddesses are gifted to us to help us return to a state of harmony within us by working through a very potent deconditioning. So coming into our energy field, coming into our bodies and stirring up all that we have hidden consciously and unconsciously in the dark. And these goddesses will be working with us to align us to our beautiful masculine energy within us and the beautiful divine feminine that lies within us, to return to a state of peace, harmony, and unconditional love. When we do that, what we offer the earth, how we walk on the earth, and our relationship to our Mother Earth then begins to change. So a lot of the disharmony that we see within our planet and around us that's happening to the earth are reflections of what is happening within us as a collective and moving down personally. So these initiations will be held online in a group setting for support, nourishment, and for love. And will be an 8-month journey with me, working with the Nustas and their dragons. So we will also be working through an initiation process with the Nusta's earth dragons. These are elder dragons that have been working with the Nustas and have been part of the earth, part of our landscape and seas for a very, very long time. Ancient wisdom, ancient medicine. So if this journey speaks to you, it is one of death and rebirth that offers a sacred awakening of your beautiful medicine, your heart medicine, your womb medicine, everything that you hold within you that is sacred awakens. And in order for us to have access to that, we need to move through this process of deconditioning. So if that is something that speaks to you, I'd love to hear from you, and take care this month. And Our theme, once again, ever changing, always present. Find what anchors you in that. Find what grounds you in that. And allow yourself to align to the cycles that you are moving through. And I sometimes find that even now at the beginning of February, the energy was quite intense and very active and very productive and, forcing us to work quite a bit. And for me, which I was quite surprised about, we have the concept of grounding, but what brought me back to presence was acceptance, was love, and was kindness to myself and kindness to others. And always a practice of presence and always a practice of grounding is gratitude. When you stop and take a moment and just think about what is working, what we are grateful and thankful for, and what is aligning for us, we come into that center point and that presence. So I'm looking forward to hearing from all of you. And if you have any questions of my offerings, the links are below, or you can just pop me an email or get into contact with me, and I'd love to hear what you have to say. Cool. Have a beautiful month, and I will see you all in March. Take care.